Welcome to Life with Lyra. Today we're going to be doing a survival fire kit. We all have a stash for whatever natural disaster is in our area, and we always need to know how to make fire. So here are some ideas. This is my personal fire kit. So we're going to go ahead and start with a tampon. A tampon is great because it serves multiple purposes, and it's only 16 cents. Steel wool. Once again, something you'll have in your kitchen. You want to avoid SOS pads. Lint. Lint is amazingly flammable, especially if you can avoid hair. Not to mention that hair really stinks. And it's free, so that's really good. I keep it in a little container because if you can pack it down, it's very, very tiny and you can get a lot to fit. You can just pull it out and fluff it up before you want to start the fire. UCO Stormproof matches. This is one of the more fancy things that I have in my kit. It comes in its own waterproof container, and if I were to, only have one kind of matches, this would be a great option. It's a hard plastic cover. It has a little kindling at the top. The matches are amazing, and just in case the outside does get wet, see that striker? There are extra strikers inside so that you can always, replace it and not have to worry about that. So great kit. And it's only $7. A Bic lighter. Any smoker will tell you that Bic is the only one to go with. You do want to remove the childproofing. It's very easy, and I'll show you how to do it later. Magnesium shavings, they're cheap. They're not all created equal. I would definitely order them and then check them out and see. Finer seems to be better, but definitely check it out. Swedish fire steel, same as the magnesium shavings. They're not all created equal. We've had the best luck with the Swedish fire steel. Fire cube. You can buy this on Amazon for 71 cents or almost any place that has a good barbecue section, Walmart or anything will have a bunch of them. I put it in the bag because I like to shave pieces off of it, and it can get a little crumbly, but it is waterproof all by itself. Vaseline coated cotton balls. You don't want to saturate them, you do want to coat them because it's easy to light the cotton on the inside. The Fresnel lens, this is more of a fancy, fun, nerdy way of starting a fire, but if it's sunny, it's really great. So here we go. So I don't know if everyone's seen a tampon or not, but that's how you get the cotton out of the applicator. You could get a plastic applicator or a cardboard applicator, and I was thinking that a cardboard applicator would be really nice because you could burn it. So once you got your cotton out, you fluff it up, and then you get it to take a flame, and then you could go ahead and use the applicator to continue the fire. And you see how you really got to fluff it up. But it does take a spark really nicely. So, and once again, if there are females in your group, it'll be nice to have it, like if you have females in your house, you'll have them. This is the steel wool with 2 new AA batteries. This is a fun way to make fire, and if you have kids, it's really fun to show them the trick. And I'm just adding some lint on top so that we can turn those sparks into actual flames. Blowing a little bit, and there you go. You have fire. So now you would just add your twigs. Now those batteries are no longer going to do very much. So I would only do this experiment a few times because it definitely goes through batteries quickly. If you don't happen to have 2 AA batteries, you can also do this with 3 AAA batteries. It really depends on what you plan on having in your emergency kit. I could not get this to work with an SOS pad, so I just use plain steel wool, and that seems to work best for me. Now, once you do this experiment or in the emergency situation need to make fire, you would no longer be able to use these batteries as they will be severely depleted. So this is the Swedish fire steel being used on lint. And yeah, that's all, folks. It's very easy. You'd add your sticks now and you'd build your fire. I'm like, yeah, that's all I have to do. These are Yuko stormproof matches. Don't let them get wet before you use them, and if they do, just dry them off with a towel. And I think this is so amazing that you can dunk them in water and have them re-light. You can also stamp them out with your boot, like in dirt, and it'll do the same thing. Your Bic lighter, good old trusty Bic lighters. In this part, I am going to remove the childproofing because if you're cold and shaking, you don't want to be struggling with your lighter. And removing that childproofing is the first step into making that lighter easier to use. And I thought it was crazy, but thinking about it, if you were cold and in a bad situation and you needed to make fire to survive, well, it'd be a lot easier without that little piece of metal blocking you. So, and once again, I used lint in that to take the flame. So you'd want to use more than lint because you need that fire to go for a little while. Magnesium shavings. When you test your magnesium shavings, make sure you go outside. It's very messy. I use the Swedish fire steel to make the spark. And then as you can see, they burn hot. This is the fire cube, which you can get many different variations of this at like Walmart and Outdoor World. But I got mine on Amazon. That works too. And you just take your fire steel, you'd strike it, and it takes a flame very nicely. I actually use this quite often in starting my barbecue. So these are Vaseline coated cotton balls. They are wonderful. Just make sure you coat the outside. You don't want to get it on the inside because you want it to act like a wick on a candle. So you need the cotton to be fresh so it can take the spark. And I'm going to use the Swedish fire steel. I'm just wiping my hands off. And you see how it has those awesome divots? So you can use your Swedish fire steel in the dark because you know exactly where your thumbs go. And I'm going to roll the cotton ball over because I'm going to roll it onto its side with more Vaseline. To slow the burn down, it'll give me more time to make my fire. Fresnel fire lens. You can order these online, and they're one of my favorites because, like everything else in our kit, will eventually run out, burn out, dry out, wear out. Whereas as long as you don't break your Fresnel lens, you will continue to be able to make fire in any survival situation or just really bad situation that's happened to you. Like you've been through a hurricane, you've had a tsunami. Any number of things could happen. You need to be able to make fire, and this is a great supplement to your fire kit. I enjoyed sharing my fire kit with you. If you want, you can post about your fire kit and what you've discovered that works for you. I will be reviewing the Solo Stove, which is an awesome little camp stove, next week. Please join us. Have a great day.